Hello and welcome to this video where we will look at 10 questions that families often ask when they are looking at either changing to a new homeschool program or just exploring homeschooling altogether. So first question is, why should I choose the, right? What is it that makes the different from any other program? Because there are many programs here in Alberta that can be good news and it can be bad news. You have lots to choose from. And so with this question, the family's trying to find out what it is about the that would set us apart from another program. So I would say first look at our website, the page that is in the Why Choose The category in the About The area. But I want to highlight those 4 areas that you'll find on that website, and then I've added a few others as well for this video. So the first area is individual support. The second is very close to it, and I'll combine with the first. And the second one is education planning and resource selection. So we at the, and I first want to say this is not, I would say this is not to the exclusion of other programs. Any really good home ed program, I believe, in my opinion, is going to offer these services. So I'm not in any way saying that the is the only place where you'll get these services, but these are some things that really these are strengths of the. So we're going to give you that individual support as you go about creating your own education plan for your son or daughter, and as you go about selecting your resources, because every plan is unique to your son or daughter, and all the resources are going to be unique. One son or daughter is going to be different from another. So one size does not fit all. We don't try to come to you with a one size fits all mentality at all. So we're going to sit down with you or talk to you on the phone or Skype with you or Zoom with you, however you're comfortable. We're going to communicate together. We're going to work together on an individual basis, child by child, to make sure that you're comfortable with the education program plan that you've designed. And we want that we want to encourage you to make that design custom made for your child. You know your child better than anybody else, and obviously one child, as you know, any parent knows, one child is not like the other. So we're going to make that education plan for your child unique and individualized as much as possible, and we're here to do that. So we in the office can help you. I myself have been, or I was a facilitator for about 8 years until I moved full-time into administration here with the. But I, for 8 years, and then in my own home, in my own family, homeschooled my children. So I can help you in the office. Natasha can help. Your facilitator can help. So you have many people who can help. Natasha was homeschooled. So we've been there where you are, and we've used resources that you're looking at. So we can give you our perspective if you ask. And that's another thing. We don't ever want to be in a position of telling you anything. We want to be in a position of just answering your questions, offering suggestions when you ask. But we are going to give you individual support as you create that individual plan and as you go about selecting your resources. Another strength of the is that we want to help you through high school. There are programs home ed programs in Alberta that I guess this is where you would separate. There is a distinct separation of flavors of home ed programs, and that has to do with how they treat high school. So if you're interested in homeschooling through high school, you'll definitely want to ask about high school. At I've made an entire series of videos on high school. So be sure to check that out here at this virtual open house webpage. But first ask your home ed program that you're considering if they will support your son or daughter earning high school credits based on Alberta Ed through high school, all the way to helping your son or daughter earn the 100 credits that are required for the diploma. We at the help with high school. And again, I get much more detail in the videos on high school, but did want to let you know that we definitely support students who want to earn high school credits. We support them in earning individual course credits, and we also support them in the journey of earning the entire diploma. But please check out those other videos for all the details as to how we do that. It's not too early, even in grade school, to be considering high school, because it will be here before you know it. Another distinctive here at the is that we are a Christian home education program. We approach all that we do, at least our prayer is that we approach all that we do, all that we say from our Christian perspective. So that means that we want to be wise in what we say, wise in what we suggest, and that we want to be discerning in all of those things. We certainly want to let you know that that is our background, that is our belief system. We are open to families from all faith systems, but we definitely want to let people know that our perspective on things, whether it's resources or how to handle a certain issue, is going to be from a Christian perspective. The other items I wanted to add to this list of strengths of the is that we do believe that parents have 100% authority to make all of your decisions, and that extends from your right to home educate, obviously from the very beginning, all the way through to the resources, the how, when, where, and why, and all those details that go into that. You, the parent, are not an extension of the school. You are the school. You are creating your own school. And we at the count it a privilege to support you in that. But we are not treating you, or we certainly don't view you as just an extension of the school, as if you're doing our work for us at home, in a school at home environment. That is not what we do. I've covered this a bit in the getting started videos, but I wanted to repeat that here just to let you know that that is a distinctive here at the, and if that is something you value, I would certainly ask any program that you're interested in how they view you, the parent. Do you have the final say, right? Are you the ultimate authority on your program? And at the answer to that is yes, the parent is certainly the authority. And we'll get more into that in another question, but here at the, you're going to find that we view you as the authority with your children's education. So our facilitators have homeschooled their children. They are either homeschooling their children, they have homeschooled their children, or they were homeschooled themselves and don't yet have children. So the bottom line here is that your facilitator will be someone who is obviously very pro home education, but who has the experience to help you and to suggest to you things and to talk with you. The topics and issues that you're going to be dealing with will be those that they also dealt with. So you'll find a commonality there. You'll find someone who's been where you are. Great facilitators. And then also another thing that we offer here at the would be social events. So we typically have field trips lined up. We have workshops. We're certainly open to ideas and for topics that are of interest to you. So we do offer social events. I would say one main one a month. And also wanted to put a plug in for any parents who might be interested in leading a social event. We're certainly open to help. So if you want to do that, please contact me. But for all those things, I think the is a great homeschooling program, and we'd love to have you join us here. The second question is, what types of learning supports are provided to parents so that we can stay up to date with learning and teaching strategies and technologies? So what type of learning supports are provided to parents? Well, the learning supports would be the consultation and consulting that we provide to you. It would be a list of resources from our website in the resources section. We do offer newsletters every month talking about different things going on, different workshops, professional or otherwise, that you might be interested in learning, webinars, things like that. We do offer workshops. Our goal is to use our building as often as possible for learning workshops. It could be photography, it could be writing the 5-paragraph essay, those kind of things. So academic and kind of hobby, personal type things as well. So we definitely want to be able to support you in your own program by offering things either here in-house or through professionals who specialize in those topics. So question number 3 is, do you offer Google Suite or Office 365 education accounts for students? And the answer is we do offer Office 365 to our students and also free access to Adobe Creative Suite. So free access to our students for Office 365 and Adobe Creative Suite. There was a part B to this question that asked, do we offer any learning management system? And I'm going to say no, and I don't think any home education program offers a learning management system, if I'm understanding this question correctly. An online school will offer a learning management system, or LMS, such as Moodle or Canvas, but a home education program is not going to offer a learning management system. Question number 4, what online subscriptions do you have? And our answer is none, and we don't pay for subscriptions for all of our families to access, because you, the parent, receive $850, or at least for this coming year of 2020-21, you're going to have $850 to spend. And so the parents, if you want a subscription to some type of online magazine or online newsletter, then you can use that $850 to subscribe. Question number 5, do you have group field trips and events in this area? So this area is obviously going to be relative to the person asking the question. But yes, you can go to our website at the.ca and go to social events in the about us. And at the social events webpage, you'll find a list. You can download a list of all the activities that we have planned. So yes, we do have field trips, and we are always trying to look for new opportunities for new field trips in various areas around Alberta. Question number 6 asks, do items or private lessons considered for purchase require facilitator approval first? So does the parent have to get approval from a facilitator before the parent pursues a private lesson? And I'm assuming that question is for perhaps reimbursement, but the answer is no in either case. Going back to the comment I made before, you, the parent, have 100% authority. So you don't ever need permission from your facilitator or anybody in that matter to choose to pursue group lessons or group tutoring for your son or daughter. Now, yeah, I'm not really sure where that question was coming from. Hopefully some other program didn't require that in any way, shape, or form. But no, here at you do not need permission from anybody to pursue your learning plan, whether it's group lessons or private lessons or tutoring or anything. There's a second part to this question. What are items that will not be reimbursed? Do you have a list of specific no items? Yes, we do have a specific list, and it is a list that I created when I went through a document called the Standards for Home Education Reimbursement, and you'll find a lot of information about reimbursement and even my response to the Standards document in this open house or virtual open house webpage. Just go up a few sections to the reimbursement section and you'll find those videos there. So yes, I do provide a list that is my best effort to discern which items which learning resources, to include private tutoring and private lessons, will be reimbursed and thus approved for reimbursement. So it's hard to say which ones will not be reimbursed. If you would look at the standards document, in broad strokes, you'll find some helpful information there. But if you do have questions, sometimes it does get a little tricky as to figuring out a particular item. If it's off the beaten path, it's not your traditional textbook, workbook, tutoring, things like that, please give us a call here at the office. But do look at that list. That is, again, my effort to try to figure out exactly what would be approved in the case of an audit. So I did want to, I'll take this time here to say, sometimes we at the disapprove a purchase, not because we can't see the educational value in it, but we can't, I would say in an audit situation, from past experiences, we know that an auditor would not approve it, and that item would, the funding that we provided for that would be, quote, clawed back. And so we know that an auditor who's not an educator would not agree with us. And so that's why we may say no on any given resource. Again, so if you disagree with the decision, or if you want to know why we made a certain decision to say no, just give us a call. We're definitely trying to support you as much as we can with reimbursements. We're not looking for ways to say no, but oftentimes from past experiences, we've learned that certain things are not approved. We don't necessarily agree with it, but that's just how it is. Next question, number 7. Do you have resources that we can borrow, such as a library or access to French tutors even? No, we don't. We used to have a lending library, but that took up a lot of space, and a lot of people really didn't use the lending library. So no, we don't have resources that we stock here in our own inventory, our own library to lend out. Again, you've got the $850 to spend. You can really make that money go far by buying used material, either through Kijiji or used curriculum fairs. So you do have some options there to get discounted learning resources. Number 8, how many other families does my facilitator need to accommodate? This question I have seen often. I'm thinking the question is along the lines of, will my facilitator have time for me and my questions? Perhaps will I have the full attention of my facilitator? I'm going to say that our facilitators range from full-time to very part-time. But the bottom line is, yes, your facilitator is going to have plenty of time to give to you and to support you in your home education planning and work and journey. So we at the office can help as well. We're always here. We work Monday to Friday. You can always contact us here in the office. You can certainly contact your facilitator. So your facilitator is not going to be so busy that he or she can't get back to you and really be that support that you're wanting. I wanted to add another question to number 8, which is, can I change my facilitator if we're just not clicking? And yes, at any time you can change facilitators if possible. And what I mean by that is, if you're in an area where we have 2 or more facilitators, then certainly we can look at changing a facilitator. If you're in an area where we only have 1 facilitator, we'll have to look at some other options. You could still change, but other things you could still change facilitators, but in terms of a visit, you may not be able to have someone physically come to your house, because if you're really hours and hours and hours away from the closest next facilitator, doing a home visit is just not going to be practical. But we can talk about what that could look like if that comes up. Thankfully, that's pretty rare, but I did want to address it. So question number 9, how are the expectations or agendas of the visits communicated to me? Well, the expectations or agenda of the visit, meaning for the evaluation, are communicated to you really through another video here at this webpage at the virtual open house. If you look at the facilitation and evaluation section, you'll find One video that helps explain the role of the facilitator, and then another video that explains the role of the evaluation. So we certainly are trying to communicate to you expectations and agendas, but really we don't have an agenda. You set the agenda, and as I do say in those other videos, you set the agenda, you actually set the expectation, because our evaluation is based on your program plan. Again, there's a video on the program plan. So when you create your program plan, you're telling us what you're going to do. And so you're limiting the scope of that upcoming visit, of the evaluation visit. So yeah, there's no agenda. We don't have any expectation. There's no school, like a grade level expectation, things like that. That's not part of what we do. Our expectation would be that the visit is going to be stress-free. Our expectation and hope is that it can be one of mutual trust, and especially with your children, that it can be more of like an awards day, right? So my highest, I guess, excitement or sense of accomplishment as a facilitator was to establish that not just the mutual trust, but a sense of just being a partner with what's going on. And so the student would look forward to a visit, right? There's no stress, there's no worry. It was like an awards night. Several times I would come to a house and the son or daughter would, at the kitchen table, would lead me around stations that he or she had set up, and you'd have a trophy, or you'd have a group of rocks, or you'd have this, or an essay or a piece of music that they performed, all around the table. And this homeschooling child would tell me what each item represented, and it was fantastic. I loved that. And obviously learning was just oozing from everything that I was seeing. But that's also a great example of our evaluations. We're not looking for a school type evaluation. We just want to know how things are going according to your plan. And we wanted to make it not just fun for the sake of fun, but encouraging and supporting. So oftentimes people think if you're having fun, that can't be learning. That's got to be a hobby. I'm like, well, no, learning can be fun. And so we want these evaluations to be as fun as possible as well. And it's possible. So in terms of an expectation or agenda, that would be our hope. I wouldn't even say that's an expectation. But that's a hope. That's a goal that I have and the facilitators have, is to approach our visits in that spirit and that frame of mind. Number 10, do you have any videos or presentations that we can watch to learn more about you or about thee? Yes, and you're watching one. All of the videos here at the virtual open house are designed to give you way more information than we could provide at an actual open house or even on the phone. We obviously would take a few hours to go through all these videos and go through all the content of these videos with you on the phone. So hopefully these videos will give you a full picture of what we do here at Thee and what we believe and how we work out those values that we have for home education.